Yeah, well, only these.
Okay, as you would have seen today is to be or not to be. Pretty simple. Bit of Shakespeare, I suppose. Do you B-roll or don't you B-roll? I've been filming some B-roll on the way in, and as you might have seen already, second coffee. Okay, if you've been following on with this today, what we've been doing is a Shakespeare thing, but it's a bit worse. To be or not to be. Now, if Shakespeare was alive today, I'm sure he would actually suggest, why not make B-rolls for your theatre? Little background here. I did a double major at uni. One of the major was writing, and I specialised in script writing and fiction writing, and I learned a thing. There's a book called The Journey of the Hero. The hero's journey is actually something like Lord of the Rings, all these little movies like that. The Matrix is another one. Most movies follow the same pattern. So we'll get off the movies in a sec. But you need a beginning, you need a challenge, you need a resolution, and if you're Lord of the Rings, you'll throw in another few challenges. If you're new to vlogging, now I've been vlogging since 2011, but I did get thinking I'd probably been vlogging a lot longer than that. I've been blogging longer. If you're new to this and you're a little bit nervous, now what a lot of the vloggers will say is grab a camera, go out, use it. How about you try this for a theory? Go out and spend a few days and just make B-roll. Now, if you've watched the video this far, you would see I've actually made B-roll today of me making my morning coffee. Now, in 14 years, I've never made a morning coffee on video for YouTube, so there you go, I've ticked that one off. Buttering my toast for breakfast with Vegemite. Now, Vegemite's a staple of all Australian men, you know, hungry little Vegemites for breakfast, lunch and tea. I might get a job with Vegemite. But Vegemite's an offshoot of beer. I've never done that for 14 years on YouTube either, so don't expect to see it again. Felt a bit strange vlogging like that. I went and got multiple coffees. I haven't had a Starbucks in 6 months, so I got a bit inspired to go and have a Starbucks. Thank you, Lewis. Chris Meets Chris has set up a community challenge, and Lewis has set up a 30-day challenge. So that's what we're working on here. So, B-rolls. 8 seconds. I guarantee you probably haven't heard that. I have done, or attended, not done, but attended 3 workshops in the last, since March. Help me here, it's June, so 3 months. The first one I jumped on a plane, flew up to Sydney, and it was a content creator workshop run by Fuji Film, the camera company. They got content creators who had between 100,000 and 1 million followers to come on and tell us how to be successful vloggers, YouTubers, how to present our content in the most successful way. Now, we had 5 of them. All 5 of them said the same thing. You need B-roll. Now, for some reason, B-roll seems to have faded off a lot of videos, but I love the B-roll that Chris meets. Chris, if you watch his actual first video where he's climbing through a window and he's running around, it's hilarious. I love it. B-roll can be humorous. B-roll for old blokes like me, you know, I'm 52. And sorry, I should have said this, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jack. I probably said it already on this video. If I have, I'll cut that out. Right, B-roll can be humorous. B-roll can tell a story. And B-roll can put you in place. I started this little bit of this video with an 8-second spin around the area that I'm sitting in. According to these content creators, 8 seconds is the most your B-roll should be. You can make 2 sets of 8 seconds, you can make 3 seconds, 8 seconds. And they said if you're making short reels, 8 seconds, no more, and then add another bit of content. They reckon viewers' retention rate in the 2025s in this modern day, 8 seconds, if they haven't caught on in 8 seconds, they're out the door. You know, they're swiping to the next one, or swiping, or whatever you do. They're going to the next video. So that was their first suggestion, 8 seconds. They all had different theories on what you can put in your content. Some do like the idea of walking around photographing your feet or filming your feet. But they all basically said your first bit of B-roll is exactly like I learned when I did my riding course, is your establishing shot. Don't start with something that doesn't actually establish what you're doing. So I started with a coffee today. A little bit iffy on that, but that is actually showing that I'm starting my day with a coffee. Okay, hopefully you caught on to that idea. I probably should have started the day by looking at myself in the mirror or looking at the rain outside. I don't know. But start with an establishing shot as wide as you can. Now I'm filming on a 28mm lens here, so this ain't going to be wide, and I'm filming on a Olympus Em1 MKII with a really long amount of wide microphone. Gradually, you have 5 steps to your story, right? Like 5 bits to your B-roll. Get one that's establishing, get one that's a little bit closer, and then get a real close-up. That's the simplest way to put it. Okay, so the next, I'll try and get myself in focus here. The next bit of advice for B-roll, change angles. If possible, shoot on a 45-degree angle. So shoot across what you're trying to capture rather than at what you're trying to capture. The entire theory behind shooting that way instead of that way, so instead of shooting face on, shoot that way, is it creates more depth of field. It actually creates a 3D view in what you're looking at. At the moment, we're shooting on a 45-degree angle. I'm sitting this way, I've got all these pretty trees behind me. So shoot on a 45-degree angle. Change your location constantly in your B-roll so that you are actually keeping some attention. With new vloggers, as I said before, go out, just shoot some B-roll for a few days, get comfortable with your gear, get comfortable with your camera. Any camera will do. I shoot 90% of my B-roll actually on my Google Pixel phone, and I shoot 90% of my walkie-talkie videos either on a DJI, or you get better picture quality if you're using mirrorless. On mirrorless, if I can sit down and chat to you. DJI is better for walking. Right, so go out for a few days, shoot. And if you're not aware, your eyes are your best camera. You've got a brain, that's your sensor, your eyes are your lenses, right? Walk around, talk to yourself, look at spots where you are. And okay, I know some of these vloggers are going at it ridiculously early hours of the morning. Go out, have a look around, and come up with a story. I don't use a teleprompter. I don't write a script. I don't read off my phone. I don't read off any notes, which is really hard. But I started in theatre back in 1989. I did theatre through to 1992. So it's just a thing I did, you know, hobby. I know how to memorise lines, and I know how to ad web. So ad webbing is quite easy for me. I thought about what the content of this video was going to be. I then spent the better part of 2 days going in my head going, right, we'll talk about this, we'll talk about that. If you're going to vlog, just tell what you're thinking. Don't tell what you think I need to hear. Don't tell what you think, you know, Chris Meets Chris wants to hear, or Lewis wants to hear, or Rob wants to hear, or JD wants to hear. I can keep going with these names, but I will put some names in comments as well. Don't try and make a video for someone else. Make it for yourself, and you'll feel more comfortable. And your viewers will actually come to you. You'll build up a fan base. People will watch. Now, some examples of B-roll. I thought I'd better give you some examples. You never know. You may actually want some. Everyone knows the stereotypical walk around, shoot your feet. If you've got type 2 diabetes like me, shooting your feet ain't going to happen. Sorry, but it's a long way down there and there's a belly in the way, and I'm getting old, middle-aged spread, doing all that. Trust me, there's plenty of vloggers out there who know about being overweight. None of them actually talk about being thin. And we've got a lot of noise back there, so hopefully you can hear me. Behind me is the entrance to the freeway. You know, why not vlog in a good spot? Try and find something to capture your spot. Now, if you're at home, you walking out the front door is probably the easiest way to capture vlogging at home. Making toast is probably not a bad way too. If you're catching the train, it's not easy to actually vlog on a train, but if you're catching a train or a tram or a bus or public transport, vlog it coming towards you. Just B-roll it, video it, make it 8-second clip of that item coming towards you. Somewhere on this video, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not seen it, I got on a tram. I videoed coming onto the tram, I videoed the tram arriving, I videoed just after I sat down. That's my B-roll for the tram trip. And the other thing with this video I'm making today is I'm making it a bit like a Seinfeld story. It's not being, or sliding doors, it's not being filmed in any particular order. So I've made 15 pieces so far for it, over now 11 hours since I started it. And I'm going to come up with 4 or 5 minutes of footage. So hopefully I don't actually repeat myself in too many spots. So I've already told you, use your eyes, use your brain. That's your vlogging tool. B-roll, the best B-roll shows where you are, and shows what you're doing. Huh? And a lot of us are photographers these days, and we make POVs, as I like to call them. When you're making a POV, you generally got the camera facing away from you, showing what you've got, a DJI or an Osmo or whatever. You've got something facing that way, aiming at what you're taking a photo of, which is still vlogging. You're behind it, you're talking about your photo. Cameras are a great tool. You could be using your Action 4 or your DJI Pocket 2 to talk, but don't underestimate actually having a camera of some sort, mobile phone camera, and use that to do your B-roll. The DJIs and all these cameras are good for walking. You know, this camera I'm using at the moment has got 5 bits of image stabilisation. I can walk with it, but it's a little bit, how's your father, you know, a little bit drunk. So if you're using Shakespeare, let's get on to Shakespeare for a second. Whether it be Hamlet or, you know, Romeo and Juliet, think of how he's written the story. Make your vlog very similar to that. Like, you know, there's a drama. There's a solution or a resolution, you know. Carpe diem, but seize the day kind of thing. Okay, more noise. A few ideas I've got for vlogs, because people are saying vlogging is hard coming up with ideas, right? In some senses for me, the hardest thing is to film a vlog that stays under 5 minutes and doesn't go on for half an hour. I respect everybody who makes vlogs, so I will watch from the start to the finish, and hopefully they don't go for an hour and 40 minutes like I found the other day, because Christ, that went for a long time. But I try and keep them under 5 minutes. Once again, that's something we picked up in the content creator workshop. 5 minutes is an ideal length for YouTube for several reasons. The first of them is You're trying to get your watch hours up. You're trying to get your viewer retention figure up. You want people to get to the end of it. So if you've got 20 minutes and they keep cutting out at 4 or 5 minutes, YouTube's going to say, well, your video ain't that crude, you know, and you're going to slip down that algorithm a bit. So every video I've made in the last 12 months, I've tried to keep the 5 minutes, and just about every video I've made ends up at half an hour. So try, but you know, we're human. Now, the content creator workshop was an interesting thing. It was quite easy to see that these 5 people were telling you that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. That, you know, they're making $1 million a day by product placement, and, you know, your future is in content creating. Just sign up to their workshops, by the way, and sign up to this website for them, and sign up to that website. This channel ain't sponsored. I don't know if I'll ever get it sponsored. I don't know if it's worth getting it sponsored. I have an Amazon affiliation. I've had that for a while now, but I don't put in much on here for Amazon. I'm not trying to make money. I'm just trying to chat to people, you know. I'm here to show my photography, make videos. So with Shakespeare, let's look at Romeo and Juliet, you know. Romeo's in love with Juliet, Juliet's in love with Romeo. Can you make a vlog about your personal life in that sense? More nice. Alright, so let's talk some ideas. I don't know if I'll stay in focus. I have no idea how to get this thing to stay in focus. I could probably change something. Anyway, some ideas for vlogs. What you do on the day, number 1. That's probably the most obvious one. A book you've just read, a show you've just watched, how you watch YouTube. This one you probably haven't thought about. I watch YouTube on a TV. I mentioned to a vlogger today, and you know, it's nearly midnight here, so my brain don't remember what I did 8 o'clock this morning. I will put his tag on the bottom here. I was talking to a vlogger today, and he just did a 4x3. When I watch 4x3 on my 80-inch big screen TV, my TV was that big instead of, you know, that big. So I am actually trying a few 4x3s, but I am aware I get some nice black bars on each side of it. Have a look at your analytics, see how many people are watching on television, because you may lose subscribers if you keep making them watch it too small. But 4x3 looks really nice on a computer. 4x3 looks really nice on a mobile phone and on a tablet. So there is some positives. And we're used to 4x3 because of Instagram. So filming 4x3 for a bit, have a try at that. What's a hobby you've got? And one that I mean, you know, I'm 52. My next, possibly my next one or my one after that, I haven't got my order in the right order yet, is going to be about Dungeons and Dragons. I started Dungeons and Dragons in 1984. Way before the internet came on. I still play Dungeons and Dragons on the Xbox, never winter I play now. I have done a course online during COVID that was based in Germany, writing adventures for Dungeons and Dragons. It actually taught you how to write an adventure and get your adventure published, sort of thing. I've had stuff published. Write a vlog about that. So, okay, that'll be my next vlog. Stay with it. I can actually see how vlogging and Dungeons and Dragons are very, very, very similar in my personality. What's something absolutely positively weird you've done? You know? Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm left-handed. I write with my right hand. Why do I write with my right hand? I went to Catholic school. They wouldn't let me write with my left hand. So I do 90% of everything with my left hand, except writing. Now, you can do a whole vlog on that, you know, a unique feature of yourself. Okay, people. Thank you for watching today. Once again, I want you to stay safe. I want you to talk to people. I want you to make YouTube. I want you to vlog to make a legacy for your family and for you, actually. You know, you can look back in 10 years. I was watching my vlogs from 2013, 2014 today. Trust me, I had hair back then, you know. Not much left up there now. Stay safe. Most importantly, stay safe. Too many people I know have passed away. Have fun. Enjoy life. Live it to the fullest. Talk to yourself. Talk to a camera. Talk to people. And I will chat to you next time. Ciao, people.